I look fitted, right? Yo, I don't even know what's on here, but swag up to the crew. Hey, this is Tsunami, and we're here with another video. This one is going back to a classic YouTube channel that we are familiar with, Adam22. Um, yeah, I need the views. So I'm very interested to see why another white man believes he can say the N-word. Now, let me tell you my thoughts on the N-word. I don't care. With anything. I think when it comes to what you say, this is going to fall into free speech, so you may like this a little bit if you're a diehard, right? It doesn't matter what you say to me, words-wise. I'm going to perceive it how I perceive it. I'm going to take however you say, depending on the context, environment, situation. It's all subjective. Because it's all subjective, it's a combination for me on what you say and how you say it. You know? Now, you may be thinking, oh, Spawn, how can you ever say nigga or nigga as a black person or a not black person in any context that is good? But I don't know. Tough, right? It is tough. But I am not one that's going to take offense. If someone calls me that, right? You're right. I am. And I'm the HNIC. Keep that in mind, all right? So, you know, I don't know. Personally, that's just me. That's my philosophy. I understand some people, this is the hill they want to die on. And I get it, but I don't have the energy. That's it. I just don't have the energy. But I also think we have one life to live. If you're going to say shit, okay. Say what you're going to say. But there will be consequences. I may not be the one to enact said consequences. But there's other people, you know? So I am interested to see why this guy, whose name is Joker305, ooh, classy, why he thinks he can say it. So let's see it. And this is what he looks Yeah, why does this man think he can say the N-word? Well,
I could imagine you scaring the shit out of people, like realistically.
I mean, every time I cross the street, people are just staring at me like it's crazy. But I know what I got myself into before I even got the tattoos.
Yeah, you're like basically, like people will complain about, like minorities and stuff will complain about. I go to the liquor store and they're watching me.
Yeah.
You sort of like took yourself from being like a relatively normal looking guy to being like, oh, I'm gonna make it so that everywhere I go, people have to like be freaked out by me, scared of me, etc. Like you kind of put yourself into that box. I've felt that way at times with like the tattoos of like, oh, now that I have a bunch of tattoos, I notice like people kind of looking at me in the store and.
You gotta judge that.
But you took it to a whole different level.
Yes.
Do you resent that at all? That you can't go anywhere without people staring at you.
I mean, I can't even walk the street without people staring at me, but it don't bother me that people stare at me. Look, I mean, a lot of people think it's fake. A lot of people think it's makeup, actually. And that's I haven't done nothing to it since 2019. All this is all old. I'm actually gonna get my whole face re-blasted white because I wanted to really, really pop out more.
So what? Like the parts that look like there's no tattoos have actually been tattooed white.
Yeah, my whole face been blasted white.
it's faded.
My nose, everything. Besides that, where the heart is not, but even all that, everything's all blasted white.
One thing I've kind of
All right. Look, I know this is not the topic we were going to talk about, but why? I just don't understand people's need for self-expression. Sometimes I think it goes a little far, and that's just me. I as an individualist, I really even shouldn't be saying what I'm saying. Honestly, it doesn't. It shouldn't matter to me. He's not harming me. I don't. Ultimately, I don't care. But I see him, and I'm just, I think, what if I had that on myself? I personally, I couldn't do it. My anxiety would be so high, so high, and I already have anxiety. That's it. I already have it. So like to do all this to myself, that would. A few of them, a few tattoos could definitely be a confidence booster. Don't get me wrong, but all of that, especially face tattoos, right? I feel like once you cross this territory, your identity, right, who you are as a person, which is really your face. Once you cross that, it's a big change. I know it's not what we're supposed to talk about, but I had to comment. because Adam's he's not really glorifying it because he does have tattoos himself, right? He's curious as a fellow tattooed man.
Seen people say about you is basically that it wasn't that hard to go viral for just having a crazy ass face tattoo in like 2017, 2018, whatever. But nowadays, the standard for going viral is quite a bit harder. It's a bit higher. Like it just takes a lot more to get people to really pay attention. Do you feel that? Do you feel like you were this person that nobody could look away from at a certain point, and then as time goes by, it's like, well, you have the Island Boys and they got crazy face tattoos, but then they're also making out with each other and all this other shit?
I mean, it can help you or not. You know, it definitely brings more attraction towards you, but it all depends what kind of tattoos you got on your face too.
Yeah, I mean, you probably have
Wrong. It depends on the content you bring. Like, yeah, sure, you can have all these tattoos, you can do all this stuff, right? But the reason why the Island Boys had to go into all that kissing and stuff like that is because they don't have any other content to bring except flexing, guns, rapping, right? That's all they have, or that's all they had. So it's, yeah, you can attract people with what you do or how you are, whatever, but it's more than that. What else can you bring to the table? How else can you diversify your content? And if your content gets stagnant, what can you do to evolve? So he's wrong.
like some of the most viral face tattoos I can imagine. Like even the Island Boys, their face tattoos look pretty fucking normal in comparison
When
to
I
yours.
met them, they just had a little scribble scrabble. I used to call him Pauntry Head Boy. That's
Yeah,
where he got.
Pauntry Boy.
That's where he got the out, like the whole direction from.
Correct.
For Island Boy song. I used to bully him.
My favorite, I interviewed them before they were the Island Boys, for the record.
I've seen that.
But then my favorite thing about them is just the fact that Kodak Black like summoned them to his mansion, and then when they got there, he basically convinced Red to change his name to Kodiak
Yeah.
Red,
Right.
and then proceeded to not sign them or do any kind of business with them, which was thought that was funny. They convinced him to change his name and then don't actually do any kind of business with him.
I think that was the smartest move for Kodak Black not working on it. Cause he's my favorite Florida artist. I love him.
Yeah.
Free Kodak Black, man.
I feel like people can forgive him for doing the song with 6ix9ine, but I don't know if he does a song with, like, if he had signed the Island Boys, I don't know. Right? It might be over for Sniper Gang. I don't know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Damn, that's hard. That's crazy to think that the Island Boys could just like take down the greatest Florida rapper of all time.
They're too cocky. They beef with too many people.
Should I say that Kodak Black greatest Florida rapper of all time? I'm just gonna say it.
Besides
That's
Trick Daddy and
Yeah, Trick Daddy cool, but
he's not the greatest, but
Kodak's
say-
kind of had like a 10, 15 year run of being right there at the top of the pile. I don't know, it's a long run.
I'll give it a Kodak. I think Kodak like the top.
Kodak got there.
I like Rick Ross,
Ross.
but I feel like Kodak's had a longer run.
I like 50 Cent more than Rock.
If we're just talking about the rappers they're talking about, I like Kodak too. Kodak's fine. I don't like every song by Kodak. I'm not really a Florida nigga, right? So his that latest song that he has, I don't care about it. I don't give a shit. But I like some of his songs, like Patty Cake and Spin and all that. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that.
Ross.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
Florida.
Me too, but that's New York shit. Okay, so what is your thought process on the N-word?
I mean, Miami. All right. I hear y'all say essays in Miami. Anybody Hispanic is a Chico. So the Chicos and blacks out there get along, and everybody in Miami says the N-word. It's like second nature hand to that can mean we could be referring to a girl, a guy, or anybody. It's just the way people talk out there. But in St. Pete, we don't talk like that in St. Pete.
Really?
You get your ass beat up for that.
So
For the
black
most
people
part.
in St. Pete don't
I mean-
accept Mexicans or Hispanic people using it?
I mean, St. Pete, where I live, is mostly, it's a black neighborhood. It's not really that many Hispanics. You gotta cross the bridge to go to like the Tampa area.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how they get down there, but mostly in St. Pete, no, you can't really say that unless you're black or you're cool with the people out there. But Miami, everybody says it. White people, Hispanic people. It's just, Miami's a different culture.
It's crazy because like nobody's gonna give you credit for being Hispanic because of the face tattoos. They just kind of assume that you're white under all that, right?
Yeah, but I was raised by
I'm not gonna lie, I also assumed he was white under all that. Not gonna lie, but I will also say, so far he's correct. Yeah, it's just where you can say it, right? It's a culture thing. It's 100% just a culture thing at this point. Nigga means ignorant. I mean, that's the formal definition, but it can mean literally anything, I guess, in this day and age. But it's a word that, because of its tabooness, gained so much popularity. It's like with prohibition. When the government said no alcohol, everyone was like, give me the fucking alcohol. It's just like that. So, yeah, if he says it, which I'm assuming he does in Miami, yeah, everyone says it. It's, again, he's not wrong. It is second nature. You live there, you vibe with the community that is Miami, which I've seen. It's part of it. So,
On my mom's side and her people, I spoke Spanish when I was 5 years old, but I outgrew when my dad came back in the picture because he ain't like it. I'm the only one that came out with blonde hair, blue eyes, looking Irish.
Did you ever have an encounter with somebody because of the N-word? Anybody ever give you a hard time about it?
In jail, yeah, once.
In jail? Why? What happened?
Because some dude wanted my phone, and I said, go grab the other phone, you know? I said that. I ain't gonna say the word on here.
go grab the other phone, nigga.
And you said, go grab the other phone,
yeah,
N-word, and then he said, what?
He said, what, cracker? And then we got in each other's face. Like, it's racist when someone calls me cracker, you know, 'cause people, like, that's a racist word. But I ain't white, so I take it offense sometimes.
Right. People call me a cracker. I don't really give a shit.
Because my mom was Peruvian. She from the slums of Lima, Peru. You know, she moved to New York when she was 16 years old.
Right. If I'm Hispanic and somebody calls me a cracker, I'm going to be both confused and offended, I think. Potentially.
That confusion part is because of his whiteness. I wouldn't be confused. I'd be upset. I would understand why they would assume that, because I am the typical black man. That's fine. I'm not your stereotypical basketball playing rapper with his pants low, wearing the fanciest gear, talking as if I don't know English type nigga. I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm still a black man. Still, I live every day as a black man. Always, always. So if my one privilege, my one up is to say the N-word, then that's what I got right now. You know? So, fuck you. If you think otherwise. That's it. That's another thing I want to say.
Okay, what's going on with Rod Wave? He reached out to you?
He reached out to me before he blew up in his early state of career. I can show him my phone if I sign into
I'm not gonna lie, that was it. I don't care anymore about the content. So, yeah. That was the video. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, join the Sunset Warriors. I know we've been slacking, but we're back. So, hit me up. And that's it. Thank you again. This is Tsunami shining out. Peace.